The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
Put the power back in your hands. This is Behind the Law with attorney Justin Clark.
Welcome to Behind the Law. Happy weekend to you. As always, I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, Michaela Nichols. Hello, Michaela. How are you?
I'm great.
You are the voice of the people at home. You are not a lawyer. I am a lawyer. You're going to ask the questions that maybe I know the answer to. For the people at home, right?
I mean, maybe you know them, maybe you don't.
That's a good point. If I don't know them, I'm still going to pretend like I do and just turn it to you.
That makes sense. It'd be awkward if you didn't know them.
Now, here's the important part. You're not going to be charged for any of your legal questions today. That's a beautiful part of the show. The number will be on the screen during the entire program. Your questions will be answered. 321-282-1055. Michaela, I'm excited about this show today. We're excited about every show, but this one has a little something special to it. You know, the partners that we have, that we've become friends with, are people that we trust, okay? You will not see them on this show unless we trust them, and we're adding some people onto this show who you might not have seen before, but we kick it off today with our good buddy, Michael Mills. I love the guy.
He's incredible.
When it comes to personal injury cases in this town, and there's just no one else that we turn to other than Michael Mills. He's so fantastic. The size of his firm is medium size, I would say, where you can still get great service, but they still have all the knowledge, you know, of someone who is not just starting out. But I'm excited to show off some other partners that we have too. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm going to make it a surprise to you. Are you ready?
I am.
Here's what we're going to do. Very, very quick break. When we return, how do you maximize your personal injury case with Michael Mills as Behind the Law continues. Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life. Here we are, Michaela and I, one of my favorite places in all of Central Florida. One of my favorite things to do is axe throwing. It's so much fun. I love it. There's only one place we go, though. Yeah. Obviously, Stumpy's Hatchet House. Its owners are here, Matthew, Estella. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Axe throwing in general. Some people have never tried it. Why should we?
Why not? I mean, it's a great time. We have a great place here, wonderful staff. We have a wonderful beer selection. It's just good times all around.
And this place feels unbelievably homey to me. It feels cozy. It feels like I'm transported into a cabin in North Carolina or Montana or something. How did you create this?
Well, it came with a lot of hard work, some busted fingers, and a lot of trial and error. Yeah. We a lot of the natural woodwork in here. Actually, all the natural woodwork was done by myself and one other person.
And a lot of people don't think about corporate events. They think corporate events. Oh, what restaurant am I going to rent out? What ballroom? What a great place to have a corporate event, a corporate meeting.
Yeah, it's we have TVs in here, so we do have ways that if you want to do a presentation of any kind, we can accommodate that. We have a PA system, so if you even want to do a tournament with a nice, let's get this thing going and rile up the crowd, you can. We even let it to where we have a free jukebox that you can come in, pick any music you like. It's great. You have a good time.
Out. If you haven't been axe throwing yet, come to Stumpy's Hatchet House right now, or if you have a meeting coming up, Stumpy's Hatchet House is a place for you. Have you been threatened by the IRS? You are not helpless. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and fight levies on your accounts. I'm Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life. If you own a house, you can imagine the roof is probably the most important part of your house. You see a leak, this is a very bad day for you. We have a lot of bad roofing companies out there. We call them storm chasers, in fact. Universal Roofing Contracting joins me. Justin, Corey, you guys are not storm chasers. You've been around for many, many years in this market and really the best in the business and Hall of Fame guest for me as well. What I've done, though, is I put a QR code on the screen for you. All you have to do is scan your phone on the QR code, and we're getting 15% off free roof inspection. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so it's a 15% off full roof replacement. We do offer free inspections. What you do is you just give us a call, schedule an appointment. We will show up on time as scheduled, provide a free full point inspection, share photos with you, and let you know exactly what you're looking at, what your options are, and decide which path to walk you down. But ultimately, we're going to approach roofing whatever serves you the best.
A lot of people are in this black hole of fighting with their insurance company, their attorney, the public adjuster, whatever, and literally have a tarp on their roof for 2-3 years sometimes while everyone fights it out. The roof is important. If you don't address your roof issue now, damage can occur in your house? What can happen?
Oh, I mean, mold is probably one of the biggest. I mean, we have homeowners that have to move out of their property for months at a time just to get the mitigation done of the mold. So if you're seeing any of those brown spots in the ceiling, if you see a missing shingle in the yard, granule loss, any of those are great reasons for us to come do an inspection and kind of get ahead of that, making sure that you're not going to have those kind of issues.
When it comes to roofing, I think that trust is maybe the most important part of hiring a great roofing company. Why do I trust Universal Roof and Contracting?
Family owned, veteran owned, 3 decades in your own backyard, community roofer. Any other reasons are good as the next one. It's just we serve the community. We wear our consultant's hat first, but we're just there to serve and take care of you the best way.
Football team coming to town, I heard?
Yeah. The Orlando Guardians. We just became the official roofing partner of the new Orlando Guardians XFL team. We're super happy about that. Looking forward to a great season.
Love you guys. Do yourself a favor. Need a new roof? There's only one place. It's Universal Roof and Contracting. Did you know that filing for bankruptcy can help you lower your mortgage or car payments or potentially help you eliminate your IRS or credit card debt? I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com for a free consultation. Welcome back to the show. Maybe you have a case going right now, any type of case, any legal case whatsoever, and maybe you're just not happy with your lawyer. Look, it happens a lot. I'm a lawyer. It's happened to me. I understand it. Maybe you have a personal injury case going right now, and for whatever reason, look, we have a lot of great lawyers out there, but like any other profession, maybe some aren't so good, or maybe your lawyer has gotten really busy, and they're not giving you and your case the attention that it deserves. What can you do? Can you switch lawyers? Who better to ask than our great friend, attorney Michael Mills. Now, Mike, welcome to the show again. I missed you, buddy.
Thank you.
Here's the thing, like you and I have a lot of lawyer friends, and we don't want to go on the show saying switch lawyers, but it happens. It's happened to a lot of law firms where they just get so busy that they can't give the attention, or so just big, where they can't give the cases that they already have the attention that they need. And I think people at home get a little bit confused at times whether they can or cannot change lawyers. What do you think?
Well, the short answer to that is yes, you can change your attorney, but I would preface that by saying, first, it's important that you understand how a case works, especially a personal injury case. Because I often get those calls, hey, I have this attorney, I haven't heard from him in the last couple of weeks, I don't know what's going on with my case. And especially in a personal injury case when it's just starting, there's not a whole lot to report, especially in those first couple of weeks. What we're doing, we are getting in contact with the insurance company. We're getting the crash report. We're doing those behind the scenes things to be able to know what type of case we are working with, and then we'd be able to report. For instance, the insurance company under section 6274137, they have up to 30 days to provide us with the declaration page. The declaration page is what lets us know what type of coverage each person has. So until we really have that information, there's not a whole lot for us to report to the client. So I would say give your attorney a chance to collect that information. Now, obviously, if you call them and they're not even saying, this is what I'm doing, or this is what I'm reporting, this is what I'm waiting for, that's something different. But if you just haven't heard from them and you signed up with them 2 weeks ago, give them some grace.
All right, let's say that it is in that investigative process. The case, there's really not much we know yet. We're still kind of waiting on the insurance company. But I do have a simple question, or a simple email. Should I expect a response to that email or phone call?
Absolutely, absolutely. I know I make it a habit, as well as my firms, firm-wide, we try to respond to our clients either email, text, phone calls, however they reach out to us within 24 to 48 hours tops.
We live in a part of the United States, really, that has a few very, very large personal injury firms. We just do.
Right.
And we like you because you're kind of in that middle range where you're big, trustworthy, but you're not huge, but you're also not a one-man show either. There's different levels, I think, of size and capabilities when it comes to law firms. how can I expect my case to be handled differently based on the size of the firm I'm hiring and the personal attention that I should be receiving?
Well, you know, I don't think it's any big surprise that with the larger firms, you typically don't correspond or interact with your attorneys unless and until your case goes into litigation. And litigation, the process of litigation sometimes happens several months down the road after you've done treating and a demand letter has been sent into the insurance company, and based on the response to that demand letter, it's then decided whether or not the case is going to be placed into litigation, and then your attorney might get involved. With a smaller firm like mine, or you know, there's plenty of other smaller firms, but with our size firms, you get to speak with your attorney right away, right off the bat. Obviously, we have paralegals as well. We have case managers that helps us handle those cases because we can't do everything. But if there's an issue or if there's a question that the paralegal can't answer for you, or if you just want to speak to your attorney, you have that ability with us. You can say, hey, let me speak to Mike. I have a question, and this happens all the time. I have a question for him. I want to talk to my attorney. And if that's the case, we get that done right away.
But do that like through not text, you know, email or phone call, not like Facebook Messenger, right?
Text included, yes. I mean, in this day and age, we have to be able to go to where our clients are. So if it's Facebook Messenger, I respond to Facebook Messenger. I prefer not to,
no?
but you know, text. You know, everyone text message their attorneys. We have I've actually signed up for programs that allows me to text my clients and send things through text, because it makes it easier for the clients. If you think about it, with DocuSign and all these other signed by electronic signature, that's where our clients are. A lot of folks don't have printers at home anymore, or might not even have a desktop at home. They have their smartphones. So being able to do everything that you need to do, get all the paperwork signed that you need to get signed via your smartphone, it makes it so much more convenient for your client and for you as well, if you have that capability.
But I think it's interesting for you, and the reason why we like talking to you is that we celebrate these personal injury cases out there on billboards, and I got all this money or whatever. And I think that there are times where a lot of lawyers will lose sight of what a traumatic event this really is for the client. And this is a once in a lifetime, oftentimes, event for your client, and they are going to have questions, and the questions, you know, deserve to be answered. And I think that's why you do such a great job of keeping your clients happy and comfortable and informed. And I think that's, you know, half the battle in this thing is people want to know what's going on. That's all.
Absolutely. What I say in my firm is that we are in the business of customer service. That's where my first job was in customer service. I had.
You got to tell us where.
Well, Kenny's. It's shoe sales, but it's also customer service. I did a whole bunch of telemarketing, which is telemarketing, but also customer service, because you have to be able to relate to your clients and be able to answer those questions and be trustworthy. They have to believe that they can trust and rely on you, especially as an attorney.
Test for Michaela. My first job was?
Oh gosh, Subway?
So I was a sandwich artist. It's customer service too,
yeah.
isn't it?
My son was a sandwich artist.
Get out of here, really?
Yes.
Handsome guy, smart guy, I presume.
Yeah, definitely. He takes off after his mom.
Right, good answer. Fantastic answer.
I thought about that.
Before the show started, as we walked up here today, you said, you know, I need to run out here pretty quickly because I'm going to visit a client. I mean, that's extra service right there if you think about it.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, we go to where our clients are. There's certain clients that, you know, they want to deal specifically with the attorney.
Right.
This particular client, she had it's not her first rodeo. She's had issues in the past with other firms where she only dealt with the paralegals, and the first thing that she said to me was, I want to be able to deal specifically with you. I advised her, yes, that's obviously what we'll do, But you have to understand that my staff is also here. They're also trustworthy, and I
course.
rely on them. I can't do everything and be everywhere at the same time.
100%.
And as long as she's good with that, then we're good with that.
And again, if you have a personal injury case going on right now, right? It's going on now. You have every right in the world to change lawyers if your lawyer's not treating you properly. I agree with Mike 100%. You can't get a call back immediately every single time, but you deserve answers to your questions. If you're not getting that, maybe your lawyer got too big. Maybe something's going on in their personal life, and you have the right to have a second opinion, just like in medicine. If you're not really buying what that doctor's telling you, you get a second opinion. It's the same thing in law. And I highly recommend, if you've had an accident and you're super unhappy with what's going on, you have a consultation with Mike right now. All you have to do is call the phone number 321-282-1055. And it's also how you look at cases. And sometimes the time that you spend evaluating the case at the beginning can make all the difference in the world later on. If you're really just running a conveyor belt, you might miss some big picture stuff that can be pretty important. And what we've talked about on the show before, which you've seen a lot, is these traumatic brain injuries that people have that really can change a life and change a case.
Yes, yes. And, you know, there are so many different ways that traumatic brain injuries affect the victims. And if you're not able to get those, get it diagnosed properly and quickly, so that you can so that the client can get the treatment that they need to actually get better, because there are things that can be done to help them get better, help them get over the traumatic brain injury. It's important that you find those things. And one of the reasons I bring that up is because, as you know, with the Injury Assistance Network, which is the network of providers that I've pretty much put together as a directory of different medicals and service providers in the personal injury, we've been bringing on more traumatic brain injury folks that can actually help attorneys diagnose those types of findings, and then present their clients to get the treatment that they need to get better. One, it helps the client gets better, and two, it adds value to the case, because if that goes overlooked, then they don't get compensated for that. And that part is important, because it also plays a part on how the case goes.
And I think that shows the extra time that you have at the beginning to put into really evaluating the case, but then the connections that you have built, that a lot of younger lawyers or smaller lawyers are not going to have. Let's be honest here. At the end of the day, any lawyer can send some injured person to a chiropractor. I mean, we just can't. We did an interview with your buddy, the chiropractor, at his office. A great chiropractor. And in fact, the chiropractor is oftentimes the quarterback of the medical side of the case.
Correct.
But when you start talking about neurologist or urologist and other types of providers that are more specialized like that, connections are everything at that point.
Absolutely. They're everything, because the way I look at it, it's a team process. All right, I can't do everything that I need to do without having the team of medical and service providers behind me, helping my client to feel better, get better, and then providing me with the documentation and information that I need so that I can aggressively litigate that case, or aggressively get that case settled for my client and get her or him the maximum amount I possibly can get for their injury.
A lot of times we've talked about clients here who are upset, they're mad, they got rear-ended, they're injured. And I don't blame them for being mad, but they want to go right out and sue someone right away. That's not always the best strategy, is it?
No. I mean, there are certain things you have to definitely consider, especially here in Florida. You want to make sure that you protect yourself, because even though you might want to just run out and sue someone, and you might be, especially if you're rear-ended, you may be entitled to do so, but if they don't have the proper coverage, let's say, then you can be out of luck. And that plays into something else that I also tell my clients is, you need to make sure that you protect yourself. especially here in Florida. You want to make sure that you have uninsured motorist coverage, because driving around in Florida, there are so many people that do not have bodily injury coverage. And without bodily injury coverage, no matter how awful or that injury that driver may have caused you, if they don't have any assets, there's really nothing that can be done for you. And as sad as it is, it's true.
It is.
And they're driving around legally, because the only coverages that are mandatory is personal injury protection coverage and property damage coverage. Everything else is optional.
Yeah, it's really sad, the setup we have here. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
No,
Please.
I was just saying, yikes, like that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally be driving your minivan down Interstate 4 with 3 kids in the back and your dog, get rear-ended by someone who, we have coverage. Yeah. They only have coverage that fixes their car, basically, or fixes them. It does nothing for the family that just got injured in this accident. It's really quite ridiculous. You killed it as always, buddy. Yeah. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Going to see a client right now. I like this.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the move. He does what he has to.
Well, mover and shaker.
That's
right. Be like you, man.
We're trying to be just like you. Michael Mills, seriously, if you have an accident, whether you already have someone working on it and you're not happy with them, or you've recently had an accident and you want to see, look, what could I possibly get out of this to make my life better again? Call him right now, 321-282-1055. Behind the Law continues. Are you worried about your student loan payments? I don't blame you. The great news for you is now we have more options than ever. Go to our website, youhavepower.com, to find out what options may exist for you and your student loans. If you own a house, you can imagine the roof is probably the most important part of your house. You see a leak, this is a very bad day for you. We have a lot of bad roofing companies out there. We call them storm chasers, in fact. Universal Roofing Contracting joins me. Justin, Corey, you guys are not storm chasers. You've been around for many, many years in this market, and really the best in the business, and Hall of Fame guest for me as well. What I've done, though, is I put a QR code on the screen for you. All you have to do is scan your phone on the QR code, and we're getting 15% off free roof inspection. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so it's a 15% off a full roof replacement. We do offer free inspections. What you do is you just give us a call, schedule an appointment. We will show up on time as scheduled, provide a free full point inspection, share photos with you, and let you know exactly what you're looking at, what your options are, and decide which path to walk you down. But ultimately, we're going to approach roofing whatever serves you the best.
A lot of people are in this black hole of fighting with their insurance company, their attorney, the public adjuster, whatever, and literally have a tarp on their roof for 2-3 years sometimes while everyone fights it out. The roof is important. If you don't address your roof issue now, damage can occur in your house. What can happen?
Oh, I mean, mold is probably one of the biggest. We have homeowners that have to move out of their property for months at a time just to get the mitigation done of the mold. So if you're seeing any of those brown spots in the ceiling, if you see a missing shingle in the yard, granule loss, any of those are great reasons for us to come do an inspection and kind of get ahead of that, making sure that you're not going to have those kind of issues.
When it comes to roofing, I think that trust is maybe the most important part of hiring a great roofing company. Why do I trust Universal Roofing Contracting?
Family-owned, veteran-owned, 3 decades in your own backyard, community roofer. Any other reasons are good as the next one. It's just we serve the community. We wear our consultant's hat first, but we're just there to serve and take care of you the best way.
Football team coming to town, I heard?
Yeah. The Orlando Guardians. We just became the official roofing partner of the new Orlando Guardians XFL team. We're super happy about that. Looking forward to a great season.
I love you guys. Do yourself a favor. Need a new roof? There's only one place. It's Universal Roof and Contracting. Have you been threatened by the IRS? You are not helpless. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and fight levies on your accounts. I'm Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life. If you own a house, it is your most valuable possession. You need to know what windows you have. Why don't you think about your windows? Do you have any idea that your windows really dictate your electricity bill every single month? There's one place to turn in this community for windows in your house, and it's certainly Renewal by Andersen. Dan Brigman joins me. You're family to me at this point. Let's be honest. I love you. I love your family. But the Renewal by Andersen family is what makes you so trustworthy. The culture there, it's a family.
Absolutely, Justin. And by the way, glad to be here. And it's our people, it's our process, it's our product, but it's our people more than anything. When we come out to your house, It's all about you. It's about we're going to treat your home as if it's our own. We're going to do the same with your family.
I put a QR code on the screen for you, and Dan is offering you an unbelievable deal today. If you go to the QR code, you're going to send an email. What do they get?
Man, they you buy one window, get 40% off the next, almost unheard of. We're excited.
Unbelievable. And then you talk about the electricity bill, because windows, I don't think people understand how important the windows are to the electricity bill every month, and the electricity bills are skyrocketing.
It's extremely important, and glass in your house takes up over 25% of the square footage of your wall space in your home. So that's the equivalent of one full wall in your house. Imagine sun hitting that all day long and all of that heat coming in.
A lot of people think window replacement would be very expensive. Sometimes we can do it for free. When you think about monthly payment over time, no interest, the money you save on your electricity bill, it's free.
Absolutely. By the time you put all the factors together, the energy savings, the curb appeal, the resale value, all of these things just add up. And then you got the financing that we have going on right now. Zero interest, 2.9, things that you just don't see anymore.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. If you own a house, thank you, Dan, as always. If you own a house, you need to send us a message right now. You will not be disappointed. Renewal by Anderson. Did you know that filing for bankruptcy can help you lower your mortgage or car payments, or potentially help you eliminate your IRS or credit card debt? I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com for a free consultation. And as always, we wrap it up today with what did we learn? Michaela, what did you learn?
I think you should start this one off, Justin.
Why is that? Why are you throwing it back at me?
Because you always throw it at me, so I'm throwing it to you. Go ahead.
What I learned is the attorney, the injury attorney that you choose can make all the difference in your case, right? Michael Mills is going to figure out really what's going on with you, and it changes your case dramatically to make sure you can get better and hopefully have some money in your pocket for all of the damages and the pain that you've gone through.
I also learned that you can kind of like reach out to your attorney any way, shape, or form, like maybe a pigeon, maybe Facebook Messenger, a text message, if you have a question, right?
Universal, I love Universal Roofing Contracting, by the way. They
They're
came to your
amazing.
dad's house. They went out to your dad's house
yeah,
this week,
yeah,
right?
They checked out the roof.
That's fantastic. Stumpy's, I know I want to go throw, axe throwing?
Axes.
Who's better? I mean, I would dominate you in axe throwing, right?
You really don't, though.
Oh. You haven't been keeping
We have
score,
the videos
clearly.
to prove it.
And
so.
Renewal by Anderson, obviously our great friends over there when it comes to windows and things. I mean, it's just, it's a no-brainer. I love having the partners and the friends that we have on this program. It really is why we do this.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic.
And
we're very lucky.
We're very, very lucky. And we would not have them on this show if we did not trust them, and we certainly do. Become really family to us at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have people call me all the time and say, oh, thank you so much for that introduction. It's amazing. Michaela, great job as always.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you as always for joining us. Behind the Law. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same place. Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life. Are you worried about your student loan payments? I don't blame you. The great news for you is now we have more options than ever. Go to our website, youhavepower.com, to find out what options may exist for you and your student loans.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.